If you're eager to stay 3 steps ahead in the blockchain arena, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. You won't want to miss a single market-moving update. 1. From lawsuit overhang to settlement talks. Back in December 2020, the SEC slammed Ripple with a landmark complaint, alleging XRP sales violated securities laws. That lawsuit cast a long shadow. XRP's price languished under regulatory uncertainty for years. Fast forward to last month, the SEC agreed to pause its case, entering settlement negotiations. What changed? Under President Trump's administration, the SEC adopted a more crypto-friendly posture, culminating in this strategic timeout. For XRP holders, that 2-word announcement, "case paused," felt like a parachute after a decade-long freefall. 2. The 300% rally and why it didn't stop at all-time highs. Buoyed by rumors of a Trump re-election path and a softer SEC stance, XRP rocketed 300% from last November through early January. Yet when bulls tried to charge past the 2018 peak of $3.84, momentum stalled. Why? Because regulatory overhangs still lingered, and many investors treat XRP's use case, bank corridors, as optional, not mandatory. 3. Enter Paul Atkins, a pro-crypto SEC commander. On April 21, the Senate confirmed Paul Atkins as the new SEC chair. Atkins isn't your typical regulator. He co-chaired the Token Alliance, has advised asset token platform Securitize, and has publicly championed clear, supportive crypto rules. As chair, he now wields the gavel on ETF approvals, enforcement priorities, and regulatory clarity. With his advocacy background, Atkins could transform XRP's standing from alleged security to regulated commodity, a shift that would unlock massive institutional demand. 4. Ripple's real-world payments network. Beyond token trading, Ripple built a cross-border payments highway to challenge Swift's slow, intermediary-laden transfers. Here's how it works. Low-cost settlement. Banks can swap USD for XRP on one end, then redeem XRP for EUR on the other, incurring just 0.0001 XRP per transaction, fractions of a cent. On-demand liquidity. Liquidity providers pre-fund XRP pools, eliminating the need for Nostro accounts. Global reach. Over 300 financial institutions have piloted or integrated Ripple's on-demand liquidity service. Despite this utility, banks aren't obligated to use XRP, they can still rely on fiat rails. That optionality makes XRP's value hinge as much on investor sentiment as on payment volumes. 5. Why XRP's tokenomics sparked the SEC lawsuit. Ripple holds roughly 41.6 billion XRP out of a 100 billion total supply, releasing portions monthly to fund partnerships. By contrast, Bitcoin's supply is fully decentralized with no single issuer. The SEC argued that because Ripple actively issued and controlled XRP, it resembles a stock offering, hence a security. 6. ETF frenzy, the next bull catalyst. With Paul Atkins at the helm, applications from Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, and Grayscale for XRP ETFs could finally see daylight. Bitcoin ETFs have already attracted over $100 billion in inflows. An XRP product could replicate that success, funneling institutional dollars directly into the market. Imagine a world where major pension funds, endowments, and high-net-worth advisors allocate 1 to 2% of portfolios to XRP. Prices could skyrocket in a liquidity squeeze, especially if ETF issuers hedge with futures. If you're fired up about the prospect of XRP ETFs and want more real-time analysis on every regulatory U-turn, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed to TJ Crypto World. Your support powers these deep dives, and keeps you one step ahead of the pack. 7. The cautionary tale, utility versus speculation. Remember, Ripple's payment corridor success doesn't mandate XRP usage. Banks chasing cost savings could adopt other digital assets or even central bank digital currencies. That optionality has capped XRP's real-world demand, leaving its price vulnerable to speculative cycles. That explains why after January's surge, XRP slid 36% into a consolidation phase. With RSI languishing below 50 and no clear breakout pattern, we're in a waiting game, bears and bulls jockeying for control. 8. The SEC's other crypto cases. The SEC recently settled actions with Binance and Coinbase, signaling a broader détente. Those resolutions clear the runway for a Ripple SEC settlement. Once the ink dries, expect spot XRP trading to resume on major U.S. exchanges. More liquidity, more eyes, more volatility, and ultimately, more opportunity. Let's recap. SEC pause, settlement talks cool the regulatory blaze. Pro-crypto chair. Paul Atkins could fast-track ETF approvals. Ripple payments. Real utility, but optional usage limits token demand. ETF potential. Institutional gates opening, billions in new inflows on deck. Watch the charts. RSI, support at $2.25, resistance at $3.84. Momentum hinges on ETF news. If you're ready to trade on these seismic shifts, and want the next wave of crypto intel delivered straight to your feed, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to TJ Crypto World. Hit the bell so you never miss our breaking analyses when markets move. Thanks for watching, XRP pioneers. I appreciate every one of you tuning in. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep riding those market waves.